Welcome back to another message of hope, where today's reading is going to focus on, or maybe just simply be intended for, those who resonate with the phrase warrior spirit. Maybe you feel like you have a warrior spirit. Maybe you feel that warrior spirit rising up within you. And this could be present, this could be past tense, but this felt right for right now. And I also want to insert, having a warrior spirit, but knowing how to lead with peace. And so these are not intended to be predictive readings. They are intuitive tarot and oracle readings. And today's a little bit different. And even though I say that they aren't predictive, they might be in some way. That's up to you to determine. But if anything, I hope that this message supports you in trusting your own intuition. And ultimately, of course, is a hope-filled and light-filled message. So let's get into it. And the way I see some of this being with the decks that I felt drawn to pull for this is we might just simply have a lot of identifiers, a lot of things to see what resonates, see what doesn't. And then we're going to close out with an angel message, something positive and light and loving. So first card that popped out, let's see what we have. This is from the Uncover Your Past Lives Oracle. We have sexual minority. Well, I can definitely see warrior spirit resonating with that. We have, there are so many things that roll up under that, right? So if you identify with being part of a sexual minority, this message is for you. We also have adult male. We have nature-based faith. We have accident trauma. We have jungle. We have animal attack. Okay, lots of different circumstances that could elicit someone feeling like they need to have strength to overcome some sort of adversity, right? Let's see if there's another one. Is there another card that has some messages, some identifiers for all those who resonate? Look at that. Okay, this one says overcoming fear as the lesson. Public execution. I mean, that could mean a variety of things. That could, that doesn't have to be literal. I hope that's not literal. That could simply be, slander. That could mean, maybe dealing with a situation where someone manipulated certain things with an intent to humiliate you. We see Russia on here. There's part of kind of what I was just saying, betrayal, trauma. And it also highlights age of discovery, right? So those things that can be very, very challenging, maybe even traumatic to overcome. You know what your way out? Well, your way out is through, but you know what your way out? This is the way you go through. You go through by exploring and discovering what this is about for you, like what it's bringing up within you. Any traces of, where you can see it could be whatever the current situation is, how is it hooked into you that's making it hurt so bad? So is it linking to an underlying belief you have? Is it re-triggering some past unresolved trauma? Is, going back to the beliefs, there could be beliefs you don't even realize you have. And yet a current situation can start to show you what some of those are, give you something to really delve deep into and explore. Oh my goodness. The backside of this, we have human sacrifice. We've got religion showing up in here. So there could be something maybe religion oriented for you. Maybe you feel like maybe you feel you've been the outcast in a situation, or, so sacrificed, so to speak. Or maybe you feel, what was I going to say here? Maybe you feel like you've been discarded in some sense, right? And these things can really take a blow to your self-esteem. And you are so worthy. Everyone in the world is worthy. Not everyone may know that or believe that about everyone else, but your job is to know that about you. And so I'm going to pull some additional cards. Let's see. I haven't pulled from these in a while. I've got some of those profession cards. Let's see here. Let's see what professions want to come out as part of this. So you might be one of these, or maybe you've had a situation with someone else who is one of these that maybe elicited, a warrior spirit within you. Maybe you are going through something right now, and what's being called forth within you to overcome your situation is you tapping into your inner warrior, having inner strength, allowing yourself to go deep. The shadow is, when we talk about inner work and we talk about looking at beliefs that we didn't know we had or unresolved past trauma, things like that, we're talking about looking at your shadow, just those things that are hidden. It could be parts of you that you've denied, or maybe just parts of you weren't aware of, right? You didn't realize. And so your healing can come through looking at those. We have male person, could be man or woman, right? Absolutely. Could be, could be your regular postal service, or it could be one of the, like here in the US, we have FedEx and UPS, and right. So it could be one of the faster mail services that are out there. Amazon, right? Amazon Prime. What else? What else in this stack wants to come forth? And this is a smaller stack. So let's see here. Okay, I think these two, what do we have? We have architect. Architect. So maybe something happened with your home that felt just so challenging, right? Because our home, that's like our safe space. And we have chef. So maybe something having to do with the chef or a restaurant, or maybe you are like the chef of your family, of your home. Maybe you do all the cooking, or maybe you're just expected to do all the cooking. I don't know. Maybe like French movies and ooh la la, I don't know, something like that. And all of these people are wearing hats. All of these people are wearing hats. And of course, one of them literally being a hard hat. So let's see here. You could be someone that wears a hat of some kind, or that could just be someone that relates to this scenario. You might be hard-headed. You might be hard-headed, or maybe you are also just simply being guided to protect your crown chakra. Maybe you're someone who finds it, maybe you have experienced having a lot of negative thinking, just feeling like it, maybe there's lots of mind chatter, right? And the work is to start to calm that down. And I was just speaking with a client yesterday who she finally got over that hurdle. That first hurdle of thinking, well, first off, not really being sure if she wanted to do some of this work to have greater peace and clarity in her life and feel more empowered. Not even being sure, right? Because we can think that work is so daunting. And, on some level, yeah, it's not a one and done. It's a process to be able to start to clear your head and develop more positive internal dialogue. And, but she's been putting in the work. And I'm saying this because it's possible, and I want you to know it's possible. She's been putting in the work, and she made it over that first hurdle where she's now seeing that, oh my gosh, I actually can have a different experience where it's calmer. I'm kinder to myself, more loving to herself. When you do this work, and you can start with meditation, you can start with journaling, do them both, heck, or maybe there's something else for you. But when you do this work, every little bit that you do and your commitment to yourself, it adds up. And eventually you cross that threshold where you go, oh my goodness, I feel better. I feel better. Things have changed. And once you realize that you can create that degree of change, it then opens up the door to the next possibility of, if it's possible just for this area of my life, what else is possible for the rest of my life, right? All the other areas of my life, like what additional, positive changes can I create with, my belief systems and just all sorts of things, right? All sorts of things that you want to create in your world. Okay. I'm gonna look at the bottom. At the bottom, we have astronaut, and hello, another thing on the head, right? And I see this as head and heart connected. So when you're not head and heart connected, I mean, it's then so much easier, right? If your heart isn't fully aligned with your head and what's going on up here, it's a lot easier to then be having negative self-talk going on up here. But when you've got your heart invested and aligned, you're absolutely more likely to be saying kind, loving things to yourself. And I know I say that and it just sounds like real simple right now, right? We're talking about the momentum that builds up when you've been doing that inner work. So very cool. And she's giving the thumbs up, the green light. Okay, let's see what else. I also wanted to pull. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull from the Coffee Cup Oracle and see what comes through here. For all those who, resonate with warrior spirit. I'm not sure if that's really one. So we'll see how it relates though. Okay, let's see. Let's see what else wants to come through for those who resonate with warrior spirit. On some level, it can be any level, wherever you are on your journey. Ooh, nice. Okay, good. Hello. I just said wherever you are in your journey, and we got gate, opportunities, home. It might look really bleak at first. I know there's kind of a glare. It might look really bleak at first. And you might be thinking like, where is my, where is the pathway forward, right? Where is my open gate? The open door for me to walk through. It starts with a decision. It starts with you saying, yes. I may not know how, but yes, I'm choosing to experience something different. And by making that decision, you open up a gate. And then notice what's coming through next, right? So right now you have this video. Right now you have some insight and guidance from what I'm sharing with you. Choose one. Meditation, journaling, spend more time in nature. Start to get creative with how you're going to release the thoughts. There's so many things I could say, so I'm going to let it end there for now. But you have so many choices you can make along the way. You start with one. Just start with one. Anyone. Start. Okay, what else do we have? I somehow felt like this one was going to come through. It's so weird. We have horse. And it says freedom, action. How do you get your freedom? You get your freedom through taking action. The thing is, it feels like things start out slow and small. And as you build up that momentum, you are like the horse running through. And here's another key thing is that you might be expecting someone else to come and save you, but ultimately the way that you get saved is by becoming your own hero. And so do you need a white knight on a horse to come through? No, not necessarily. It's about you becoming the horse, right? And we're not talking about not needing other people in your life. Absolutely. But cultivating that degree of alignment and inner strength and massive, I want to say self-commitment, and you know how to love yourself, be kind to yourself, because the kinder and more loving you are to yourself, the kinder and more loving you can be to others. And we're not talking about perfection. We're just talking about moving in that direction that supports you being in alignment and loving you. The things that we perceive as making us weak actually reflect our greatest strength. Or they can actually reflect our greatest strength, right? So it depends what you're talking about. But a lot of times people think that vulnerability or opening up or being open on some level is going to make them seem weak. When really those things, I mean, think about it. When you see someone open up and share themselves, that's like, wow, right? That took a lot of courage. took a lot of inner strength. That's your warrior showing up, saying, yep, we're going to do this. And of course, take what resonates, leave what does not. I don't know if I said that at the beginning here. But for some situations that, that may resonate. Okay. No, let me see. One more. House, relocation, home. So this is like the third home element. So there could be something having to do with the home. Maybe you're dealing with the home situation that just feels outrageously challenging to deal with. And even when it feels like you can't escape some sort of environmental external situation, I mean, absolutely, our environment does impact us, right? But what can we do when it feels like, we can't change certain external circumstances, or at least not yet? What can you do? You can still always go within. And you might be saying, Kim, I've already done that. Go deeper, right? Take it to the next level, right? When you think about people in the Holocaust, and I mean, I'm thinking of some of the people whose stories came out in the end. And I think Elie, and I'm not sure how I pronounce the last name, Elie Wiesel. I believe his stories is one of those. And or there might be another one. But basically stories of being in, oh my goodness, unimaginable circumstances, and being able to find that degree of inner peace, inner strength, inner wisdom through doing what you can do, going within. Okay, let's move along. I also wanted to pull from some of my love decks because love situations can create some really challenging scenarios, right? For some of us, overcoming emotional heartache, can just feel like it wipes you out, right? So, and yet, same thing. It's simply leading you back to you. It's simply leading you to rewire whatever patterns may have originated that might have led you into that situation, and bringing you to the space where you love yourself better, right? If someone else wasn't able to love you properly, okay, then this is the time for you to love yourself better. So let's see what cards want to come through here for those who resonate with warrior spirit. And please land on the table. Okay, we have one who kind of came out. Let's see here. What else? What else is for all those resonating with warrior spirit? I think there's at least one more that wants to come. Okay, we got a few more. Okay, so I don't know why I laughed that way. It was kind of funny. Okay, what do we have? We have dark male. It says darker than lighter. Okay, what else do we have? We have friendship, friends, acquaintances, networking. We have family, origin, soul family groups. And we have career, business, success, advancement. When I first saw this, I was thinking of the career cards that I already pulled. So this could be just a double confirmation for what we saw show up there. But isn't this interesting? I am seeing this dark male reflective of a romantic relationship. Could specifically be a man, whether the man is you or whether the man was maybe a partner. But look at this. We have another type of relationship, friendship. And then, of course, we have family, right? So it's kind of like we have, three core relationships in our lives, which we could experience betrayal from any or all of these, right? That could be challenging for us to overcome. Oof, not pleasant. And even occupational adversity of some kind, right? Maybe you feel like, maybe you don't like your job, or maybe you simply feel like, maybe you feel like life's beating you down, You just kind of have to keep going into work, and maybe there's a degree of feeling unsatisfied, unfulfilled, or maybe something specific has happened at work that has created a scenario of adversity that you're feeling you need to, call up your warrior spirit. Or it could also be job loss, right? Maybe you're struggling and really uncertain what's going to happen next, right? I want to say this is such a prime type of example where you're being called forth to believe in yourself and believe that you will get another job. If you believe that you need to have a job, and a lot of people do, and I say that because not everyone does, and it works for them too. But if you believe that you need to have a job, and we're not passing judgment on anything, I'm just pointing it out as a possibility. That's a possible difference there for someone. And maybe something's happening with your right thigh, because my attention keeps going to my right thigh. So we'll just put it out there. Okay. What was I going to say? That if you're experiencing job loss, being laid off or fired or whatever it might be, this is prime time for you to be believing in, well, then you will get another job, right? It's happening. It's already happened. And you're just waiting for more, it's like more details are in the process of coming through right now, right? That's the kind of internal dialogue, self-talk you want to have if you're in that type of situation. And it's not just internal dialogue. It's also what actions are we taking, right? Where are we looking for jobs? Who are we talking and networking with? Maybe it's about going back to school or something, right? It's like, what actions are you being called forth to take? But absolutely know that you can align with getting that next job to just continue your ability to receive more income and that kind of thing. Okay. And then let's go ahead and pull from, this is going to be kind of the last one of types of situations and identifiers for all those out there who are resonating with warrior spirit. Because again, that could come from anything. So I'm going to pull from a romance oracle deck that is going to have some different phrases. And we'll see what comes through. But this also could relate to your scenario. Maybe someone's said something like this to you. I don't know. Let's see what comes through, and then we'll see how it relates. Okay, what message wants to come through so that our warriors out there know that we are speaking to them, that they are being seen and heard and loved and supported. Okay, there it is. Okay, and what else? Let's get some more. Let's see, what else? Okay, I think that one. Is there one more? Ooh, yes, there was. Ooh, and I think that one too. Okay. Okay, we have, I want to be like you. Okay. What else do we have? We have, I am very attracted to you. So just roll with it. Let's see what else wants to come out. We have, I want you, but I shouldn't. And okay, these are not at all what I was expecting, because this deck has so many things. It's like things. Okay, let's see. The last one says, I miss being around you. Okay, let me just take a look here. Yeah, I mean, well, this deck has a variety of things. Okay, so so there could be some sort of situation of it's like it's easy. So if we're talking about a romantic relationship, right? It's almost easier to end a relationship when something bad happened, right? Like if one person cheated on another or just whatever, I don't know. When something negative, unpleasant happens, it makes it easier, although it could, I'm not saying it's not painful, not challenging, but it almost makes it easier to let something end, right? Versus if there's nothing concrete to say, well, this was bad, or that shouldn't have happened, or I deserve better. I'm not going to let that kind of behavior, happen in my relationship. It's like when there isn't any of that stuff, it seems harder to let something go, right? So I kind of feel like that's part of this. I want you, but I shouldn't. We have affirming, I'm very attracted to you. And then we have, I miss being around you. So it's kind of like, okay, there's love, but it's like, hello, what's happening? What happened, right? That can be ultra confusing. I will say I personally kind of relate to this and won't get into that. So, and so this could be part of a self-love journey where you might be experiencing something where you're having to kind of reel things back in and go, let me look at the facts. What facts do I actually have? And, am I hanging on with zero proof, zero evidence that there's anything to hang on to or for? And so again, we have digging really deep and you saying, look, I may not have closure. I may not have all the answers, or the answers that you do have don't make sense. And yet, you can't keep going down a certain path. And so you've got to pivot, and through you being that warrior in your own life and choosing to love yourself better than maybe someone else ever did, or maybe that doesn't pertain to your situation. Yeah, that's massive warrior spirit, isn't it? Absolutely. I kind of want to pull from, let me see here. Okay, I'm going to pull from another deck. This deck might have more of what I was looking for, but I was expecting something different. Yeah, I think it kind of does. Okay, yeah. So I can already see it. So let's see here. What wants to come through for those who resonate with warrior spirit? What messages? Oh. Okay, let me see. I think I can read it from the floor. Ooh, it says too much drama. Okay, let's see. What else? What else resonates for all those with warrior spirit or being called to step into that, being reminded about how strong they truly are? Maybe the phrase "you're stronger than you know" is speaking to you right now. Okay, we have two more. We have they are career focused. We did have career come out, didn't we? At least a couple times. And we also have they are possessive. These could be some of the answers that maybe you've been looking for. Maybe you identify with one of these. Or maybe this is how you categorize someone else in a scenario that you've had to really step into warrior spirit, right? Let's see. At the bottom we have, they are inspired by you. So again, we've got kind of this positive sentiment. Yeah, right? When there's that mixture. And here's the thing. So many things in life are not black and white. They are not all good or all bad. They're a mixture, right? And then we've got to sift through and go, is this worth it? Is this something I can compromise on? Is this really what I want? Assess if your deal breakers have already been, or is that the word I was looking for? I think so. If your deal breakers have already been met, right? It's like, what are your non-negotiables? That's what I was looking for. What are your non-negotiables in a relationship and different types of relationships? Because then that calls into question boundaries. And has someone been crossing your boundaries for however long? And maybe you've been allowing them. And as you become just more aware of what's happening, maybe you're being called to step into your warrior spirit and say, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Yes, indeedy. Okay, we've got one there. Okay, I'm now going to pull spirit animals to just add to that strength and that inner warrior. Okay, and I think this one too. Okay, and let's see, is there any that wanted to pop out? I've already got a few on the table, but I think we are complete. We are complete. Let's see what these ones are. We have kangaroo, cycle. Look at that. How about that? A 9-month cycle is at play. Your current project will take 9 months to mature and benefit you. Commit fully to it. You have all the strength and stamina you need as long as you move forward and not backward. So the very first thing I got from this was maybe you've been going through repeating cycles with another person or situation, and maybe you're at the point where you just want to leap away, or that's how big of a distance you now need to create, is not just a step forward, but you need to make some, you need to start running. Start running. Okay. The other thing, obviously 9-month cycle, right? Maybe you were pregnant, or maybe this having a warrior spirit relates to a time when you were pregnant. Maybe you became a single parent when you were pregnant. I'm so sorry if that happened. Or could be that your inner work, we talked about it, it's not a one and done, right? It's a process. Things build up over time. Maybe this is saying, hey, 9 months, right? I mean, you can't really put a number to these things, but, again, take what resonates, leave what does not. Maybe you want to say, hey, 9 months. I'm committing to something new for 9 months, or I don't know, maybe in 9 months, you'll start to see some results, or 9 months, connects to your situation in some way. And again, we have the reminder, commit fully to it, commit to yourself, right? The more we commit to ourselves, the easier it is to notice who else is committing to us and not. And you have all the strength and stamina you need. Yeah. Challenging situations can make us feel very weak at first. And yet it is so true that all of us are so much stronger than we realize. Okay, let's see. We also have, I love it when we have ant, perseverance. Hello. This is a message of patience. Whatever is going on right now, you cannot be so impetuous by placing yourself you cannot be so impetuous. By pacing yourself, the end result will be far more rewarding. Slow down, don't rush, work carefully, and learn to accept help from others. Learn to accept help from others, because what do ants do? Well, yes, they're each playing their part, and yet they are co-creating the new pathways and new home and gathering food and all these things, right? And no, I'm not an ant expert, but you know what I'm talking about, because I'm sure you've seen ants. You've seen ants at work too. And then frog transition, and another animal that leaps forward. This is a powerful time of change. You are being called to connect with the world of emotions and feminine energies. You may also need to engage in a process of cleansing, whether it's physical, emotional, spiritual, or energetic. Absolutely. And the fact that this said feminine energies does not just apply to women. This applies to men as well, especially if you're going through something where you might be thinking that something that makes you weak is going to make you weak, right? The things that we can perceive as making us weak can actually be a reflection of some of our greatest strength. Your emotions, feeling your emotions, processing your emotions, doing things that feel hard and challenging, especially when you don't know an outcome, but it's the next step or the right step to take. That shows a lot of strength, and absolutely cleansing your energy, especially, and everything involves other people, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. I do completely believe in cleansing your energy. And that is also something that is not a one and done. That's an ongoing process. And know that these things, I mean, the ants we think are like, okay, that's baby steps, right? But again, the baby steps, like you've seen those like massive ant trails, right? That ants create. Like it's amazing. And what does it end up looking like? You think it's just going to be one little tiny, thing that an ant could create. And yet it's almost like they create the leap forward. So something about leaping forward. I mean, even just saying yes to yourself could be a huge leap from maybe going through cycles of not having said yes to yourself for however long. Okay, I'm going to pull from, it's a little long, but that's okay. That's okay. We're going to pull from the Divine Beloved Oracle. These have like little prayers on them. So let's see. Take a deep breath in, exhale tension, exhale any disbelief that you can't step into your warrior spirit, or simply disbelief, the heartache and the pain that led you to stepping into your warrior spirit. Becoming that warrior that takes things to the next level where you can be a peaceful warrior. You can know how to tap into your strength and not feel like you have to wear it like armor in all situations. And I believe that that's part of a progression. That's not the first stage. I feel like that's a later stage. That's a more advanced stage. And how do you get to the more advanced stages? By taking the first step. Okay, we have 2. Yeah, and we have release. Release. I move in harmony. And all these geeses and what looks like an anthill. Okay, fine. I'll read this one too. Okay, so this one, release. It says, change me, divine beloved, into one who easily releases all that's ready to go. Let me move in harmony with your natural cycles. And we had cycle come out earlier. So this could be about you learning how to be more in flow with nature and flow with things that show up, right? So you might be someone who's been tackling the world as if you always have to have on your armor and move through with a warrior spirit. And maybe you're being called to soften some of that. Say, wait a second. The earth, the world wants to love you. And so starting to soften and heal and release, then you can start to see more of that reflected externally to you through people and situations in your life that also show you that softness and that they want to love you. Okay, then we have sacred self. I know I am love. And look how flexible she's being, doing her yoga. And I don't know what that position is. That looks pretty intense. It says, change me, divine beloved, into one who knows my true worth in every moment. Let me experience that I am love. My own sacred self will always draw kindred spirits. That's what we're talking about. The love you have within you, or rather the energy you have within you, connects with others who are of similar energy. And last but not least, we have soulmate. It says, I am one who trusts. Allow me, divine beloved, to trust that the perfect person has already been selected. In the right place and time, we shall meet. For you know every true desire of my heart. May I only wish for what you wish for me. So what I see here is a progression. We have you first, we could look at this as beginning, middle, end. Are just different phases. We have first you saying, I want to experience something different, right? I am going to overcome this challenge. And so first release what's heavy, release the hurt, release the limiting beliefs, whatever it might be, release. And as you release, you make space. Okay. And the next It's you coming back home to you, and you now filling up with love, the love that is you, that is here for you, and so much more. Learning more about who you are and aligning with what is true for who you authentically are, allowing yourself to be filled up and beam out your authentic light. And as you do that, and as you also learn how to trust yourself because you show up for yourself, because you are committed to yourself, you then become someone who is now ready and able to match up with another person who's been doing the same kind of work, or who's already been there in that phase, and they're just waiting for you. They're waiting for you to show up. And this is where, one becomes two, and it's not two halves coming together. It's two wholes coming together, creating something amazing. I freaking love it. Okay. We're going to close out with, this is going to be final card. I'm going to do a postcard from Spirit, because these ones are always so awesome. I love how these ones, okay, let's see what we get. And thank you for being here. I'd love to know how this message is resonating for you. So feel free to comment below. Let me know. Okay, let's see here. Ooh, we have hidden treasure. And there are two cherubs in the middle there. Okay, let's see what this one says. It says, "Dearest you, since you're on Earth, you understand how buildings are built, yes? A good solid foundation, and yet flexibility too in case of earthquakes. Truth be told, you can't offer something sustainable unless it is built from a solid base, whether it be an idea that takes form one step at a time, or an actual house that needs a sturdy foundation dug, poured, and built. We want to remind you of this because you might need a little encouragement to see this is true in your life at this time. Celebrate the fact that right now you can repair the cracks in the foundation of your life effortlessly, as well as do a general site check to ensure your hard work is being well supported. Do this and know you are building your life on a perfect and solid foundation that will allow you to welcome the many miracles waiting to come to visit. We are so happy for you and so intrigued. Oh, I'm getting chills. We're so happy for you and so intrigued by what you're building. How perfect is that, right? That's what I'm saying. This deck it's just, they're all so great. And I just love how this deck always. Okay. We had house and home show up a few times, right? We're talking about your inner home. You stepping into your warrior spirit is also about you having a strong inner foundation, not just an external facade of being a warrior spirit, but you inside out being that warrior, because you've got a stable foundation that is built on you loving you being, that's the truth. That's the truth of what is available for you. And so if you have your inner foundation not built on that truth, right? That you aren't worthy, that you aren't loved, that there isn't love for you. That's a misalignment. That's just not true. And so what will it take for you to get into alignment with that truth? And I know that might be a big stretch at this phase, but that's what's coming up. So that's what I'm saying right now. And so it's really about like you being your own safe space, your own internal home, right? Regardless of what's going on around you, you always being able to come back home to you and having that strong inner foundation within you and building upon that, just like we were talking about a moment ago, releasing, aligning with who you are. And then, you know what? We're going to now bring other people into our sphere. And that's what this is saying as well. Truth be told, you can't offer something sustainable unless it is built from a solid base. And it's okay if there are cracks to repair. You're still here. And, regardless of how big those cracks are, you're still here. There's still hope. Every day is always a new day. You know, you start where you are. You start where you are, which simply just means what's the first thing you can think of to start to make progress, to start to repair those cracks. Start there and then build upon it. You are so loved. And whatever you are going through presently or in the past, or maybe something that's just starting to show up, you can get through it. You've done a great job if you've already gotten through it. Let me know down below. Does this message resonate with you? If so, type warrior spirit down below. Like, hello. Like, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing being able to feel that degree of enhanced inner strength and be able to know what you have done for yourself, and at the same time, what you've also been guided to and through as you've been fully supported and loved on your journey. I hope you have an amazing day. And again, I thank you for being here. I'll see y'all again soon. Bye for now.